Scurrius, the Rat King mid-level PVM boss. Let's jump right into this. Beneath the friendly, familiar streets of Varrock stirs a lurking horror. Hidden away in the dark, dank depths of the city's sewers resides something so terrible that even the bravest of the city guards refuse to venture in. No, we're not talking about Grimesquit and Pingspet. We're talking about Scurrius, the Rat King, a rodent of most unusual size. Are you tough enough to deal with him? Let's find out. So Scurrius, the Rat King. During this year's summer summit, we mentioned that we'd soon introduce a mid-level PVM update to bridge the gap between mid and endgame content. As you've no doubt read in the blog, Farlamore will introduce plenty of PVM options in the form of Perleus Moons and the Fortis Coliseum, but we're not stopping there. Scurrius, the Rat King, is designed to introduce core PVM mechanics and help newer players get to grips with combat. This rambunctious rodent and his pack will test your knowledge of overhead prayers and dodging skills and your ability to manage multiple monsters during a fight. All the things that you'll need to master if you plan to take on tougher bosses later in your adventuring career. Just with this little concept art, oh my god, I can't imagine getting a little pet for this guy. I will be camping this for sure, 100%. Yeah, so it's saying right here, early concept art for Scurrius the Rat King. The art team are finishing up the final touches on the new concept and will update it here once it's ready. I think it looks good. Alright, so we recommend that players have at least 43 prayer to unlock the Protect from Melee before venturing into Scurrius's lair. But there are no other requirements. This encounter is designed for combat levels 60 to 90, so it should be fairly easy. Although it's more about mastering mechanics than relying on chunky stats. Like that approach. Players can choose to face Scurrius alone or group up with friends to take him down. If you've got mates who are new to old school, this is a perfect way to introduce them into the joys of boss combat. Or if they're new to the game, or if you're new to the game yourself, this encounter serves as an opportunity to learn alongside other players at the same skill level. We've made it super easy we've made it super easy to gear back up and get back into the action. We don't want newer players to feel too frustrated while they're trying to learn. To be absolutely clear, if you already have PVM experience, you're unlikely to find Scurrius to be too much of a challenge. That's kind of what I expected. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing here for you. Let's take a look at what magnificent treasures Scurrius is hiding. Okay, so rewards. Often when we talk about rewards for bosses, we end up with the usual suspects: cold, hard, cash, fancy new uniques, and a few supplies to keep your streak going. Given that Scurrius targets an extremely broad level range, it's difficult to pinpoint a reward that's exciting for both level 60 beginners and level 90 players who are about to take on tougher foes. That's why we're trying something totally new, and it's a bit scary. The primary reward from the Rat King will be combat experience. That's kind of interesting. Let's see how they're gonna do this. We're not talking about lamps or other trade-ins. We said we're trying something new, and we meant it. Usually, players gain the bulk of their combat experience, except prayer, passively while training Slayer, or at AFK spots like sand, rock, animite, or swamp crabs, and also the Nightmare Zone. This boss represents a big departure from that model and provides an opportunity to train combat in a more engaging, rewarding, and exciting way. You'll be able to track your gains during the fight, and you'll be rewarded for choosing more intense combat methods. As a ballpark, you can expect low-level players using Ratbone weaponry while fighting Scurrius to receive significantly more experience than passive options like the Nightmare Zone and crabs. Higher level players will likely be better off training combat as they always have, Slayer, other bossing, and more efficient methods. We're still in the process of fine-tuning the balance for XP rates and Ratbone weaponry. So while the aim outlined in the paragraph above are what we're working towards, we're going to steer clear of including any specific XP rates at this stage, since they're very likely to change. Now you're probably wondering what on earth Ratbone weaponry refers to. If you are, thanks for setting up the perfect segue. Okay, I thought it was something else, but I guess it's a new thing. Ratbone weaponry. In short, Ratbone weaponry lets you double down on those XP rewards, but you'll need to get a bit crafty first. Please note these weapons can only be used against Scurrius and won't work against any other NPCs. Defeat Scurrius and you may obtain the uncommon, untradeable rat spine. Lovely. Combine that with a rune mace. That's a weird freaking item. A U short bow or a battle staff and 1,000 chaos runes to create the Ratbone mace, bow, or staff. You'll need 35 smithing, fletching, and crafting respectively. This is awesome. The Ratbone mace is a faster version of the dragon mace. The Ratbone bow is essentially a magic short bow where range strength depends on the tier of ammo you're using all the way up to rune. The Ratbone staff has a magic bonus equivalent to the Mystic Staff and its own built-in spell that requires 1 chaos rune per cast. These icky armaments are specifically designed for fighting a huge rat, as you'll have the potential to add up to 10 damage to your current max hit when using the Ratbone weaponry against this critter. If you were smacked with a giant version of your own spine, you'd feel pretty demoralized too. This shakes out to significantly more experience per hour. You want to grab yourself a spine and start swinging as soon as possible. Each Ratbone weapon requires 50 in either attack, ranged, or magic to wield. You can see their stats in the image below. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at this. Ratbone mace plus 40 stab, requires 50 attack and 55 melee strength. The Ratbone bow is a plus 69 range attack, and then we look down here, attack rate is 4, and other bonuses, range strength I guess is 7 or 9. That's a little, I don't know what to think about that. And then we got the Ratbone staff, which is a plus 14 to magic attack bonus, and then it has a attack rate of 3. And yeah, so they're fairly fast weapons, they seem to be, and I like that this is like level 50 content we're talking about. But wait, there's more. Upon creation, each Ratbone weapon gains 1,000 charges and can be recharged by using another rat spine to spruce them up. The rat spine is not especially rare, although it's not a guarantee drop. The odds are in your favor that you'll obtain a spare long before you run out of charges. Okay, which means in theory you can infinitely sustain them. If you ever do run out, the other drops on offer ensure you'll have a healthy handful of spending cash to go improve your gear. A great incentive to go try some other content before descending into the sewers again. Scurrius will also drop the rat spine fragments, which could give you smaller charges for weaponry. Other drops include odd rune item, your bog standard supply drops, and plenty of magic and ranged ammunition suitable for the level range this encounter is designed for. So I'm assuming like chaos runes, I don't know, like adamant, maybe rune arrows, I don't know. Alright, that's all we've got for today. We'll be pulling the Ratbone weaponry in the near future, so keep your eyes boggled for that. As always, we look forward to your feedback. Yeah, I honestly think this is so good. This is like something that I would have really liked playing a lower level account. And if I ever do make another lower level account, this is something that I'm definitely going to be doing at like an Ironman especially, right? You can get some cool weapons from it, some cool drops. I'm hoping they have a pet for this because this is so cool, and I like that there's a boss in Varrock. Like, come on, we need one in every town, like Lumbridge, Varrock. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. I'm definitely going to be doing it on my Ironman. I'm maxed, by the way, so like it should be very easy to get all these weapons and stuff, but it's just going to be so cool to check out. In other news today, there's some more leagues teasers for the release of November 15th, which is, can't even wait for that, man. So if we just take a quick look, they've revealed a bunch of the different relics that they're going to be looking at. I think we can expand it here. You can click on this link right here, and we'll go to an official Twitter link where it shows you everything. But the first one was a freebie, where you can basically resize your interface to look at tasks, because a lot of the time when you're playing the leagues, you want to look at the tasks, right? But you also want to gain experience, so that's cool how they did that. Trickster is a brand new relic that significantly enhances thieving, agility, and hunter and firemaking. Okay. There's a passive effect one here for unlimited run energy. We got some cool combat relics. This one's really cool. The Undying Wretched... I can't even say that word right now. But anyways, what this basically does is you can activate this relic and say you're killing Jad, right? And he kills you. You'll actually come back to life and he'll die. It's some really overpowered thing, which is gonna be cool for taking on things like Jad or the Inferno. What is this one? The Globetrotter. Teleport anywhere your heart desires with a single piece of jewelry. Like, that's just insane. Last recall. Unfortunately, the last recall won't be returning as a relic during the Trailblazer Reloaded. The Crystal of Memories will be making a return, so that's cool. There's more tier 1 relics, but this is the one I really wanted to show you guys. Banker's Note. So this is the Twitter link, and as you can see, you activate the relic and you get this little Banker's Note thing, and you go and you're fishing or whatever, and you can just note it right from your inventory, right? Or you can do the opposite thing, which you'll see in a second when they're rune crafting, right? You've got the pure essence noted. You could just sit there and craft. Like, oh my god, I'm so excited for the league. Well, yeah, that's pretty much all the news that I've got for today. I'm really excited for the rat boss. Like, that's just going to be such cool content to jump into and figure it all out. And there's so many new cool things for lower level players, which can get them hooked into PVM, which will make them go to raids and do other content, Slayer bosses. It's just such a good thing. I think Jagex really needs to focus a lot more on like the low level, mid level game, right? They really are always pumping out that high level content, which I'm not complaining about, but let the middle players get there, you know what I mean? And I think this rat boss is the perfect direction for that. And also the leagues, I'm just so freaking excited. Like, it's going to be the best like 2 months or however long it is that I've had on RuneScape in a very long time. It's been like over a year now since the last league, so it's just going to be so exciting. Also, people were saying that RuneScape might hit its highest player count ever. We've gotten close, like concurrent players, right? I think the highest ever was like almost 200k, 180k, something like that, back in whatever, actual 2007, 2008. I'm not even exactly sure, but we're getting close to there again, and I feel like with this leagues that might just push it over the top, which would be so cool to see, say 200,000 people logged in at the same time. Who knows? But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video today, and I will catch you in the next one. See ya later.